Hello everybody and welcome to Dynamic GT League's Red Bull Junior Championship Race 7 from the Dragon Trail Seaside. Let's take a look at the current championship standings. Demon R leading the way on 114 points ahead of SGP on 95. Steve F1 currently sitting in third on 76 with Hulkenbergs on 66 in fourth. We've then got Dave the Harp, Twilight, SRI, Schumacher, Fluffy Planet, Bunsel, Jason, Formula Gary, Rich Blues, Groover, GT5 King and Dex with points. Absolutely fantastic stuff with 3 races to go. Coming in as a surprise was James Hulkenberg taking pole position with the help of a slipstream off Twilight. He'll be joined on the front row by DGT League SGP. Right behind them is CPI Schumacher and Steve F1 with Demon R starting 5th alongside Twilight. We then have Jason alongside Dave the Harp. Fluffy Planet loves that 9th place, he's just ahead of DGT League SRI. Formula Gary is in 11th with Tyler in 12th. Groover will start 13th and Bunsel will start 14th. A couple of drivers missing today, which is always a shame. But before we get over to the race footage, once again, we've got a quick message from the DGT League admins. Enjoy. Here we go then, it's a race around the Dragon Trail Seaside.
Yeah, Demon R down in 5th place with SGP, the title contender, starting in 2nd.
So the drivers are ready then, it's a monster of a racetrack and James Hulkenberg sitting on pole position.
Yeah, the monsters on pole, and there we go, the lights are out, and SGP gets a brilliant start into P1 straight out of the gate.
Yeah, Hulkenberg not the best of starts there, and it compromised Schumacher a little bit. It looks like Demon R's had a decent start up to 4th place, starting in 5th. The battle with SGP is going to have to be rife here today, and I think that might be a new word.
Oh, Hulkenberg managed to regain the lead round the outside of turn 1.
Maybe then the bad start has helped him here, James, with getting a little bit of slipstream down into that first chicane, and as they head into the hairpin now, I've got a few of the corner names for this track. That's the Drogon hairpin they've just been through, and they're heading onto the mountain now.
Yeah, fascinating right now. P1 and 2 very, very close. Demon R in P3 and Jason's in P4.
Oh, you know, it's too soon, Jason. It's too soon. You've got another 40 minutes to drive. Yep, we need to be at this point. SGP all over the back of Hulkenberg, though. Demon R behind them with nowhere to go as they head into the next hairpin. I'd forgotten what it was called then.
we'll call it the downhill hairpin as we're now heading towards the harbour chicane. And here we go, SGP looks like he's just absolutely chomping at the bit to get through here.
That he is. So as they make their way up towards Connor Corner, can SGP do anything about it? And I realise as well, oh, Jason having a look at Demon R into Connor Corner. Can he make it work? Yes, he can. Up to 3rd place for him. SGP, those positioning himself for slipstream down the start finish. But yeah, I got the corner, the name wrong of the hairpin. My apologies. It was the later hairpin that's Drogon hairpin. But anyway, Demon R trying to attack back on Jason now, heading up towards turn 1. Is he going to be able to do anything about Jason being in his way? Yes, he is. He's going to give him a massive shunt up the rear.
Oh, he's managed to hold on on to, he's managed to hold on to the steering wheel and keep it on the track, but that's just allowed P1 and 2 a little bit of breathing space right now. But SGP really does need to get on with this and take the lead of the race, while Demon R is down in 5th now.
Yeah, I mean, the gap between SGP and Demon R is quite big in the championship standings, so he needs to take every opportunity he can. He's closing up on the back of Hulkenberg through the mountain. He's right under his rear wing as they head towards the Drogon hairpin, and side by side they go. Hulkenberg going defensive. Can he hold on to that tight line? The exit here is so difficult, James.
Yeah, indeed, but Jason now under pressure from Demon R as they go side by side as well.
Oh, Dave the Harp getting a little bit wiggly as these guys now head into the Cersei chicanes. These are absolutely terrifyingly evil corners if you get it slightly wrong.
Yeah, and as well, if you get too close to the car in front, you can get a bit of understeer. Jason just slammed into the wall there, that's allowing Demon R past.
It is, so Demon R back up to 4th place now, then Dave the Harp still sitting in 3rd place, but SGP, interestingly, stuck behind Hulkenberg in 2nd place. He hasn't managed to make the move yet.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be long though before he manages to make his way through, as Schumacher is all over the back of Tyler.
Yeah, Schumacher started much higher up the order, so obviously not had the best of opening laps here. Tyler trying to put a bit of pressure on him as they make their way through the first couple of corners. But I mean, this is an interesting track, James. It's very high speed with a couple of technical corners, and it is. I mean, I think it's a little bit of a tyre killer.
It is a tyre killer, so we're expecting guys in the pit lane as early as lap 5. That's what some of the drivers have told me. I think Hulkenberg's going to be trying to go 8 minutes into the race, and then his second stop's going to be around 16 minutes, so he's trying to go.
Oh, SGP. SGP's got the run on him, trying to go around the outside into the Drogon hairpin, but if he's not careful, he's going to get burnt out there. Yet nowhere he can go, and that's just allowed Dave the Harp to really close that gap up. So he's going to get a little bit of understeer through the Cersei chicanes. That is not easy to say. Oh, and SGP's hit the barrier. That's costly. He could end up way down the order. He's dead last.
Yeah, and that we're just turning in a touch too early, expecting understeer, and unfortunately it gripped up too much for him. So Dave the Alps took the lead of the race.
Yeah, so while we were watching SGP flounder about there, flapping his wings all over the place, Dave the Alps took the lead, but Hulkenberg's fighting back. But here comes Demon R, 2 cars ahead of him, nowhere to go. Hulkenberg, is Demon R going to go for this? Surely not. No, he's not. He's backed out. Dave the Harp holds on to the lead for the moment through the first game, but Hulkenberg fighting back, side by side again, a little bit wiggly as they head into the Daenerys double. The 2 right-handers, the first one flat out, the second one a horrible hairpin.
Oh, here we go then into the hairpin. Dave the Harp's got the move made. That's a lovely move from Dave the Harp.
It is, and interestingly, Dave the Harp started, I think, in P8 in this race, so he's had a cracking opening 4 laps. 4 laps already? Wow, this is going fast. So yeah, he's had a cracking start to the race, whereas SGP, he's dead last, and I think he's done a pit stop as well. Yes, he has.
SRI and Tyler all over the back of Jason, and here we go. I think, SRI on the grass.
Don't want to be out there, there's not a lot of grip out there, but yeah, Jason going defensive, SRI trying to be offensive, Tyler just trying to hold on to the steering wheel at the moment. Not had a lot of practice around this track. Oh, Steve F1 and Demon R is that side by side.
No, I think it was Schumacher. I think it was Schumacher and Steve F1.
I think you were right. Well done.
Finally. But yeah, Demon R's all over the back of James Hulkenberg in 3rd place at the moment, but there is Jason now attacking the back of Schumacher.
Oh, is that Schumacher heading over towards the pit lane, or is he just taking a very odd line? He was just taking an odd line out of the corner, I believe. So Dave the Harp still leading the race. James Hulkenberg right up his gearbox. He's going for the move into turn 1. Can he make it stick? Dave the Harp giving him the room on entry. Side by side they go. Well, as we know, James, if you go side by side, you lose time, and there's Demon R waiting to pounce.
Yeah, but James Hulkenberg is just slightly ahead, but Dave the Harp's got the inside line. Here we go. It's through the hairpin. Who's going to come out on top?
It's hard to say. Even though David Harp is holding first place at the moment, it's going to get interesting up the mountain, that's for sure, because the wider line can be the slower line. He made the move around the outside. Demon R follows Dave the Harp there. Hulkenberg dropped down to third place, but now he will get a little bit of slipstream as they head down the mountain into the Drogon hairpin.
The Drogon hairpin is an awful corner, but if you get it right, it's really, really good. But Demon R looks like he's got that right, but is he up the inside now of Dave the Harp, or is Dave the Harp just enough in front? I think he is.
Yeah, I think Demon R might have backed out of that one, and that's allowed Hulkenberg to close in on the both of them as well. I think Dave the Harp may have just tagged the wall on the exit of the chicanes, though. I mean, that is a section of the track, James, as I think you've already mentioned. It is a brilliant part of the track, but if you get it wrong, it goes horribly wrong, as SGP shows. Oh, Demon R is applying the pressure on Dave the Harp. Dave the Harp getting a little bit wiggly.
Yeah, a little bit of a wiggle going. Oh, James Hulkenberg on the curb, slammed into the side of Demon R, but he manages just to hold on there.
Yeah, and that's allowed David Harp to get a little bit of a breather. Schumacher, though, while these three have been battling, and there is SGP down in 12th place as Fluffy Planet has pitted, and I think Groover may have done as well. But yeah, that's allowed Schumacher to really close the gap, although he has just run a little bit wide onto one of the curbs into the Daenerys double. Then Dave the Harp leading, Demon R right up his gearbox. Hulkenberg, he's been having some very good races recently. Getting onto the podium a couple of times. Dave the Harp's had a great pace, but has been unfortunate, and Demon R's trying to apply the pressure around the outside, but he's not going to make that work. This could help Hulkenberg as they go over the crest of the mountain.
Yeah, I do think this uphill section is probably James Hulkenberg's Achilles heel. The rest of the circuit, he seems to be very good, but here comes Demon R up the inside in towards the Dragon hairpin.
Yeah, he makes the move, and it's a lovely overtake, but there is Schumacher really close. Oh no, I was going to say closing the gap, but actually he's scrubbing the curve.
Yeah, scrubbing the curve and scrubbing the wall as well.
So through the Cersei chicanes, Hulkenberg slapping the barrier. I know he likes to wag his tail about a little bit, but he's going to have to be careful he doesn't get bitten off around this Dragon Trail.
Yeah, Schumacher's now on the back of Hulkenberg into the final corner. And there is Dave the Harp.
Looks like Hulkenberg is heading over to the pit lane, and Demon R also into the pit lane. Demon R on the super soft tyre, Hulkenberg on the soft compound tyre. Quite a few drives into the pit lane now, actually, and all of them on the super soft, apart from Hulkenberg, which suggests to me that Hulkenberg has got fantastic pace if he's on the harder compound tyre and effectively still fighting for the win.
Yeah, indeed. So here we go. We've got SGP. He's just trying to negotiate Formula Gary and Bunsell. He's up the inside of the pair of them. Will Bunsell know he's there? Hopefully he's got his radar on.
He has.
Yeah, he's through.
It's a nice move from SGP there with the fresher tyres. It'll be interesting to see where that's going to put him retrospectively later on in the race regarding Dave the Harp, Hulkenberg and Demon R's pit stops.
Yeah, indeed, you did well with that word. I probably would not have been able to get retrospectively. But yeah, Steve F1 P2 right now, right up the back of Dave the Harp. So Dave the Harp, once Demon R and Hulkenberg. Oh, here they are, Demon R and Hulkenberg.
Yeah, and Schumacher right with them as well, and Jason. Oh, Hulkenberg giving Schumacher a little bit of a slapping there.
Yeah, I think it was Jason up the inside there. He's just forced Hulkenberg into the wall. So yeah, Jason were up the inside, whacked into Hulkenberg, and then Hulkenberg ended up smacking into Schumacher.
Oh, it's all getting very exciting on the exit of the Cersei chicanes, and Dave the Harp heading into the pits. What tyres was he on? Super softs. So that's Steve F1 now leading the race, and interestingly, the guy who's been struggling on tyres the most this season was the latter of the leading trio to pit.
Yeah, indeed. So here we go, Demon R now 5th place. He's just got Fluffy Planet in front of him. Meanwhile, behind it's 3 wide with Hulkenberg in the middle. Demon R pulls out from Fluffy. Can he try it round the outside? Yeah, it's going to be an easy move because behind them.
Yeah, trying it up the inside. I think Groover, was in the. Oh, Hulkenberg! I think Jason may have just squeezed him off the track a little bit there and into the barrier. Hulkenberg goes. But just before that, Hulkenberg and Jason had sandwiched Groover and both managed to make the move into the first corner. Oh, it's all getting a little bit tricky. That's going to be costly for Hulkenberg now because he's lost a considerable amount of positions.
Yeah, I'm surprised there that Jason's not lifted off and allowed Hulkenberg back through. I think he must have known Hulkenberg was there.
Quite possibly, but I'm glad that Jason's getting his elbows a little bit.
Yeah, I wonder why. Here we go then. We've got Formula Gary. Is he going to be easy meat now for Demon Art? Or is Demon Art oh yeah, here we go, into the chicane.
Side by side, this is not a section of corners, you want to go side by side, and I think Formula Gary realised that and he's lifted out of it. That was close to the barrier. Jason nearly hit the back of Formula Gary as well. I think though, Formula Gary, taking that line through the corner, I think he realised it would be unfair to keep going flat out. Is that SRI attacking Schumacher? Yes, he's trying to. This is absolutely frantic stuff as we are 12 minutes into this race.
Yeah, indeed. So here we go. We've got is Hulkenberg going into the pit lane? No. He's just taking a very, very wide line. He's now got Formula Gary and I think that's Fluffy.
Schumacher's looking at attacking Jason into the first chicane. He's got SRI next to behind him as well. Schumacher trying to make the move, but Jason's holding on to that line. He's making it difficult. SRI. Oh, what a move from SRI. Opportunistic. Overtakes Schumacher. Can he get the move on Jason as well into the Daenerys double, into the hairpin part of it? No, Jason holds on to the place.
Yeah, he holds on, and there is SGP. He's closed in on Steve F1. Steve F1, he's not pitted yet, has he?
No, I don't think he has. So SGP has pitted earlier on, but Steve F1 hasn't. That's showing now with SGP making the move into the Drogon hairpin. Steve F1 went defensive, but can't defend on knackered tyres.
No, he's going to have to get in that pit lane I'm surprised he hasn't gone in already. I mean, we're 13 minutes into the race. Them tyres must be absolutely knackered.
Yeah, that does mean, well, not to say does mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he heads into the pit lane on this lap. If he does, then he's potentially on a two-stop strategy. We've got Jason in 4th place, a bit of a gap from 3rd to 4th, and then we've got SRI, Schumacher and Hulkenberg has managed to get back up into this battle as well. Schumacher makes the move on SRI through the corner, and who's that that's had a spin in the background? I think that may have been Groover, as Steve F1 is into the pits.
Hulkenberg's gone into the pit lane. I think he's just, I don't know if he's cooked his tyres or what, but he's backed out of that fair early. To say he were fighting with Demon Hour out of the pit lane on the first stop.
Yeah, definitely interesting. Schumacher big sideways into the barrier. I think I saw a few sparks coming from Jason there as well. I don't know if there was contact between the two of them, but looking now though at Fluffy Planet, who's sitting in 3rd place, Demon R in 2nd place. And what I was going to mention, James, was SGP has made a pit stop earlier on, but there is quite a gap between himself and Demon R. These two have both done one pit stop each already, but SGP, even though he had that big crash, has got a bit of a monstrous lead at the moment.
Yeah, indeed, and that's what you want around this circuit. And there's Dave the Arp. Dave the Arp and James Hulkenberg, they've just not had the greatest of races in the past few minutes. It's really gone completely cocked up for them. There is Twilight in 13th with Formula Gary in 14th. So there's the race leader, SGP, and we need to have a look at the gap, see if that is going to be coming down between SGP and Demon R.
I think it may be coming down a little bit by little bit. I mean, I think SGP has been on his tyres probably for about 8 or 9 minutes already. Steve F1 attacking Bunsell into the corner, manages to make the move, and right behind Bunsell is Dave the Harp, who's trying to fight back through the positions that he feels he will deserve, and Hulkenberg on a charge as well, but they've got Tyler between them, and you know what, Tyler, he's not doing too bad at the moment, holding pace with Hulkenberg and Dave the Harp.
Yeah, indeed, but I think Hulkenberg's on brand new tyres, so he'll be wanting to get in on this battle.
Steve F1 Steve F1's had to fend off Bunsell there. Hulkenberg has managed to make 2 moves through that chicane, and I can't say I actually saw him do it, even though I'm looking right at the camera.
But here we go, Bunsell now trying. He's gone for a little bit of a cheeky move and not realised Hulkenberg were there.
Yep, that he has. Okay, heading into the mountain again. Absolutely flat out section of the track this, James, and I've got to say, in these cars I'm hearing it is a brilliant part of the track to drive through.
Dave the Arp trying it on Bunsell. Meanwhile, up further ahead, we've got Jason defending against SRI.
Yeah, and SRI's kind of come out of nowhere to get in the fight here, so through the Drogon hairpin they go side by side. Oh, but we've also got Steve F1 and Hulkenberg side by side and a gaggle of cars behind them. This is getting absolutely frantic. SRI has managed to make the move on Jason. I'm guessing Jason backed out of the going side by side, but that's given him the slipstream now towards Connor Corner, sorry, and yeah, going to have the position made here, I think.
Yeah, so up the inside he goes, but what is SRI going to be able to do on the exit? Trying to think if he's going to... I thought he was going to head into the pit lane there, no, but he's got decent straight line speed as SRI.
He has, and you know what, Hulkenberg is not too far behind and he's bringing along a whole gaggle of cars. So SRI and Jason side by side. Jason braking early. I'm wondering if Jason's tyres are on a little bit of the sort of way out at the moment. Yeah, he's just got a big sideways moment. So that gives SRI a tiny little bit of a breather heading into the Daenerys double.
So yeah, I think when Hulkenberg turns up behind Jason, he may be getting his elbows out, giving him a little bit of a shove and saying thanks very much for screwing my race up.
Yeah, Steve F1 and Schumacher heading into the mountain side by side. Steve F1 with the inside line, so he holds on to the position. Tyler's catching them quickly. Jason, though, fighting still with SRI. He's got the slipstream. Is SRI going to go defensive? No, he's not. Jason up the inside, and I think the inside line is the better line to have here because the outside line can be very, very dirty, but SRI is going to push it all the way through. And can he hold on to the position into the Cersei? Yes, he can.
Yeah, but here we go. Hulkenberg's on his rear wing now.
Oh no, he's not!
Oh, he slammed into the wall. That is, yeah, that's probably Hulkenberg's race over, I think.
That could be brain damage. SGP into the pits, by the way, just to let you know. SRI and Jason, though, still battling side by side. And I mentioned, Jason heading into the pit lane. But yeah, I mentioned about the gaggle of cars, and Hulkenberg was part of that, but now it's Dave the Harp and Steve F1 closing in on SRI. Jason has pitted, SGP has pitted, and I think he's come out back on the track in about 8th place, so he's recovering well. And interestingly, James, I think SGP, there he is in 8th place. I think he pitted early after that crash and then has done a very long stint to try and get sort of back into this race through strategy, doing a really long stint and then getting back to a shorter couple at the end here.
So that was SGP's second pit stop. Hulkenberg's just done his third.
Told you, brain damage. Dave the Harp all over the back of SRI, and we've seen in the past Dave the Harp and SRI have had a few comings together. Steve F1 will be hoping that's exactly what's going to happen here, but no, respectful through the Drogon hairpin. Let's see SGP trying to make gains from 7th, and he is. He's sneaking past Groover as Groover spins into the barrier.
Yeah, I think Groover lost the rear end there. SGP was very lucky to hit him side on when he was losing control. SRI just slammed into the wall. That could compromise him. Meanwhile, the race leader's coming into the pit lane.
Yep, so Demonar into the pits to get rid of his next set of super soft tyres, and Fluffy Planet legitimately running in 2nd place at the moment heading into the pit lane, as is Dave the Harp and SRI. So where is SGP going to be in relevance to, well, SGP's in 2nd place. Where's Demonar? Just coming out of the pit lane now. So SGP has got the jump on Demonar, and I think they've only got one more pit stop to do as SGP is battling Steve F1 once again for the lead of the race.
Ooh, Bunsell run wide there through turn 1, so I think Bunsell's tyres are absolutely knacked. But yeah, SGP, I think he's going to be past Steve F1 any time on this lap.
Yeah, I think you are absolutely right there, because he's going side by side down the mountain. He's on the outside line. Is Steve F1 going to fight it? Yes, he is. But I think SGP is perhaps doing the sensible thing there. I think, you know, I'm going to back off a bit here and just get the slipstream down the hill towards the Drogon hairpin and try and benefit there. Formula Gary all over the back of Jay Bunsell. I'm wondering if you're right, James, and the temperature has got a little bit too hot for the M&Ms for Bunsell.
Yeah, I think they're turning to mush right now, but also I think Steve F1, here we go.
Oh, Steve F1 has just scraped the barrier there, and Twilight is gaining on these two. This is a legitimate battle for Twilight for second place.
Yeah, indeed. So SGP, when he just thought all he were doing were focusing on the cars in front, Twilight's turning up saying, hang on, wake up mate, I'm going to be fighting you pretty soon.
Yeah, definitely. One thing I will say though is how many of you have noticed that SGP's car has changed from white to yellow, and I wonder how many races it's been yellow.
Yeah, and no, I think it's just this race in there that's changed from white to yellow.
No.
Oh, right.
But he is all over the back of Steve F1. I'm surprised he hasn't actually managed to get past on one of the previous laps, and Demon R is slowly starting to catch up to Twilight. And there we go, SGP going for the move into the Daenerys double. The hairpin part of it makes the move, and you know what? He had to do that because there is Demon R closing in on this trio at the front.
Yes, I think Steve F1 needs to be pitting pretty soon. Seems to me like as if Steve F1's just staying out as long as the tyres will last, rather than having an actual strategy.
Well, the strategy he might have here is to attack SGP into the Drogon hairpin. No, he doesn't. Twilight coming under a little bit of pressure from Demon R as well. Now, Twilight, bit wiggly. Is that? Yeah, that's compromised him. He's lost the position to Demon R. Demon R will be happy about that one. Steve F1 won't, because now he's got a raging bull behind him.
Yeah, so here we go. Steve F1, can he get to the pit lane in P2, or is he going to lose out?
Well, he pitted at 13 minutes gone, and we've got 23 minutes gone. So I think he's potentially going to have another couple of laps on these tyres. Is that Twilight? Yeah, that's Twilight heading into the pit lane. So Demon R all over the back of Steve F1. Then he needs to get past Steve F1 so he can take the fight to SGP, who somehow has managed to get himself back into the fight for the win here. Steve F1 going defensive. Demon R, is he going to go for a switch back? He's trying, but Steve F1 has covered it off. Demon R goes wide, clips the gravel. That could be a little bit of a brown stain in the racing suit.
Yeah, just a bit, but there we go. We've got Schumacher defending against Jason. Jason's been getting very aggressive throughout this race, and I think Schumacher's quite aggressive as well as a driver, so this could be fireworks.
Schumacher aggressive? Never. Picture Hill, Adelaide. Okay, Demon R on the back of Steve F1 once again. I actually like the fact that Jason's getting his elbows out a little bit. Obviously, we don't want to be seeing people ramming people off the track or anything like that. Demon R, he's got to run on Steve F1. He's not going to do it into the Cersei chicanes, is he? He's going to try it side by side. There you go. That's absolutely mental.
Yeah, Steve F1, the grip of the tyres has completely gone, and Demon R just absolutely caned it through there. There we have Jason. He was attacking Schumacher, but now he's looking in his mirrors because Dave the Harp is all over him.
Yeah, that he is. So up to P5 it is for Dave the Harp then. Hulkenberg getting a little bit sideways out of Connor Corner, not as sideways as SRI was. And although Dave the Harp made the move on Jason's fighting back. Tyler, he's also attacking SRI as they make their way down to the first chicane. Hulkenberg, he's going to have to be careful here if these guys are not concentrating. SRI can't go defensive. There's a car there. Tyler up the inside, but he goes deep. That could be difficult as he comes back onto the track.
Ooh, yeah, I think about 3 cars trying to get round one corner as Dave sounds like he's going to keel over any moment. But here we go, we've got Dave the Harp all over the back of Schumacher now. Dave the Harp has had a bit of a resurgence in the last few laps, and I think James Hulkenberg's also trying to salvage something from this race.
Yeah, I mean, you were right. I was close to keeling over, I think. Everything started going dark, and then I realised I just need to open my eyes. Dave the Harp having a look at the inside of Schumacher. He doesn't go for it. Steve F1 goes defensive. You mentioned about the resurgence in the last few laps, James. And I honestly think it's down to the tyres, because you look at Steve F1, he's got everybody catching him up now because his tyres are knackered, whereas Schumacher, Dave the Harp, Jason, they're on fresher tyres and they're all over the back of him.
Yeah, so here we go then. Schumacher is going to be blitzing past Steve F1. No, he's going defensive against Dave the Harp. He's more bothered about his mirrors. No, he's going for it. He's going round the outside. Here we go. Schumacher round the final corner. Can he try and make this move as Steve F1 goes into the pit lane?
Yeah, I think that was kind of clever driving from Steve F1 there. It sort of went for the defence, but also it was his way of making sure that he was on that side of the track so that he could get into the pit lane. So Schumacher made the move. David Hart coming under pressure from Jason. And this is what I'm on about with Jason getting his elbows out a little bit. It's really putting him right in the mix.
As well, just to let you know that when Steve F1 pitted, James Hulkenberg followed him in, so he's trying to
have
get
the most
in.
amount of pit stops in a race.
Yeah, that's his 4th pit stop.
And we're just over halfway through the race. Dave the Harp all over the back of Schumacher. Jason's going to have a fantastic run here, especially if these two go side by side. Dave the Harp, he's going to have to make a move soon, otherwise he's going to come under pressure. And there we are, Jason, he's looking for where the space is. He's gone to the outside, but Schumacher is there. Can Dave the Harp do it up the inside? Schumacher's gone deep. That's going to give Dave the Harp the position. Jason slips through as well, and that drops Schumacher down to 5th.
Yeah, Tyler's probably going to be sitting there thinking, hang on, I thought Schumacher was quicker than me, and then all of a sudden I've caught him back up. So, running through that chicane, Schumacher once again slamming into the wall. I think either the wall, there's not going to be much left of it, or there's not going to be much left of Schumacher's paintwork.
Yeah, SGP into the pits. Demonar, I thought he was going to follow him in, but he's not. He's decided to go the extra lap, and that could be costly for him, as Dave the Harp, I think, is about to take 2nd place. Yes, he is. Jason right up his gearbox, though.
Yeah, so here we go, heading towards turn 1. Is Dave Hart going to go defensive? No, he isn't. I'm surprised there.
He's going to go sideways, though. That's a sure sign that his tyres are struggling a little bit. So SGP has come out of the pits in 14th place. He has got the whole field to come through once again. This could be costly for his undercut, James.
This could be, because, as I said, only 1 lap ago, Steve F1 and Hulkenberg pitted.
Yeah.
So Steve F1 and Hulkenberg have jumped the race leader.
But Hulkenberg's got another 4 pit stops to do yet. So
yeah.
Jason, he's ever so close to the back of Dave the Harp now. He's forced himself to be on the outside. Schumacher may be able to slip through here. Dave the Harp on the title line. Jason's ran very, very wide though, and Schumacher does slip through. And Tyler, can he capitalise? Another long word I really shouldn't try. Oh, his tyres are gone, James. I think his tyres are gone.
I think his tyres are absolutely shagged as we head through the chicane, and it's just slapped. Oh, here we go.
I told you Hulkenberg likes to wag his tail about, and he was doing just that then. And right behind him was SGP as well, as Demonar does go into the pits. Now we saw Hulkenberg, I think at the Nürburgring, didn't pit at the same lap as the leader, and it cost him a lot. Is this going to cost Demonar? As this guy, SGP's had a bit of an off at the corner. That could be costly.
Yeah,
Tyler now leading the race.
Yeah, so Fluffy Planet, is he going to try and take the race lead as we head down towards turn 1? I think he is, under braking. Yeah, Fluffy Planet is leading the race.
With a lovely overtake as well. Absolutely fantastic stuff from Fluffy Planet. Tyler is doing well to be in that position at the moment. Hulkenberg, we mentioned that he's made pit stops. He's now up to 3rd place with Twilight right behind him in 4th. And now we can see them in the background as well. SGP is sitting in 7th place at the moment. And you know what? Steve F1 is right behind him, and Demonar's right behind them. But SGP going for a move between Bunsell and Groover. He's managed to make the move before they go into the mountain. Oh, but Bunsell, he's gone wide, he's into the barrier. Oh, and he's wiped out Demonar.
The championship leaders in the wall. SGP, he's just won the lottery there, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, I can't say you could blame Bunsell. Once you've hit a wall, sometimes your direction is dictated for you. And unfortunately for Demonar, that direction resulted in him being in the barrier. Hulkenberg making the move though on Tyler, up into 2nd place. So Hulkenberg with the fresher tyres at the moment than Tyler. And he may even be able to sneak into 1st before this lap is out. But yeah, that was massively costly for the championship leader.
Yeah, what was and there we go, the race leader's in, so Fluffy Planet into the pit lane. He was running soft, so yeah, Hulkenberg leading the race now, which is baffling me. To think that Hulkenberg came out of the pit lane behind Steve F1. Steve F1's now in 4th. Hulkenberg's now leading.
Yeah, Dave the Harp's just gone a little bit wide at the first chicane into the first corner. That's Kev Steve F1 the position. Schumacher trying to capitalise as well. There's that another long word I do not need to use. Jason trying to sneak through into the Daenerys double, and he manages to do so. So a little bit of a sideways action for Dave the Harp, been massively costly. And now Demon R is all over the back of Dave the Harp. SGP though getting closer and closer to Twilight, and given the lead that SGP has got over Demon R, I don't think they're going to be pitting again, you know, James, which means SGP somehow has managed to effectively... Oh, Dave the Harp! Dave the Harp! Big spin!
Yeah, I think what's happened there...
That's Demon R going slow.
Yeah, so it's a collision we're hearing from the trackside officials that Demon R kept his foot in, and there was a little bit of contact with Dave the Harp, and that's all that were needed for Dave the Harp to be spinning around. So right now this is massively costly for the championship.
It really is. Demon R still going slow, I'm guessing to allow Dave the Harp back through as Hulkenberg goes into the pits for what I would guess is the final time. Twilight follows him into the pits, and yes, SGP is now once again the leader of the race as Jason is sitting in second place, Steve F1 in third, Schumacher 4, Fluffy Planet and Tyler, who have just pitted, they're right there, they're in the fight for the podium, James.
They are. So here we go, Jason P2. How are his tyres going to hang on? Schumacher trying to get on the podium for everything he's worth, but there is Fluffy Planet. And Fluffy Planet has got decent brand new tyres. They're only 1 lap old.
That is true. I tell you what, James, why don't you ask me again how Jason's tyres are gonna last?
How are Jason's tyres going to last?
I've no idea.
Here we go.
Come on, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, Fluffy Planet into the gravel, into the barrier.
That was not a good one. But yeah, here we go. SRI. Hulkenberg's coming up behind this pack, and he's on brand new tyres. He's just come out of the pit lane, so here we go. He's turning up behind Tyler.
Yeah, so I mean, I mentioned that Fluffy Planet and Tyler were in the shout for the podium. Well, Fluffy Planet might not be now, but Tyler still is. And Hulkenberg on those fresh tyres, he really is. SRI is still in the mix as well. This is absolutely frantic. I mean, racers in DGT League are frantic anyway, but this is absolutely mental. I'm hearing as well that both Dave the Harp and Demon R, after their crash, have also pitted, so they have also got brand new tyres on their car at the moment.
Yeah, and Steve, here we go. I think Hulkenberg's going in for a bit of a three-way battle.
Yep. I could make comments about three-way, but I won't. Steve F1 trying to pressure Jason, but you know what? Jason is coping with it very, very well. Schumacher there as well, trying to apply pressure on Steve F1. Hulkenberg has managed to get past Tyler. I don't know if you'd already mentioned that, James, but he's now all over the back of SRI.
Yeah, and also I'm just looking at the timing tower. Twilight's in 8th place, and he's also on decent tyres now. So SGP, are his tyres going to last? I think he's got a big enough gap to pull away from this pack. Meanwhile, SRI is really holding up Hulkenberg.
Tell you what, Steve F1's having to go defensive to Schumacher here. Schumacher trying it around the outside. Has he managed to make it stick? Hard to tell. SRI's just had a big sideways into the barrier. Schumacher did make the move stick. I think Steve F1, if he is on 13 minutes and 13-minute stints, his tyres are going to start struggling now, as they did in the latter stages of the previous stints, James.
Yeah, SRI managed to hold on to that position, but here we go, Steve F1 up the inside. No, he's backed out of it. Schumacher, I don't know what's going to go on here.
Neither do I. Schumacher was very leery on the throttle on the exit of that corner. He's in the slipstream of Jason. He may be able to make a move for P2. Hulkenberg in the background is all over the back of SRI, but here we go, Schumacher. He goes for what will be the inside line. Can Jason hold him off? No, he breaks early. That's Schumacher through into second place. Steve F1 trying to jump all over the back of Jason as well, but can't do it. And Hulkenberg has managed to slip past SRI, but I think they've just had a little bit of a coming together, and Twilight has snuck through now into 5th place.
Yeah, so here we go. Schumacher is now in a fantastic podium position. He was on the podium a few races ago, but yeah, now he's in P2. Can he try and pull away from this gaggle?
Well, he really needs to if he can, but Jason showing great pace up the mountain. He's all over the back of Schumacher. This could get messy. It also could be absolutely fantastic as they're going to go 3 wide, are they? No, Jason going up the inside. He's got a very tight line, and yeah, can't quite make the move, but Steve F1 with a beautiful switch back. Oh, but Jason loses the rear. Gives Steve a bit of a tap-in, but gives Steve the position into the Cersei chicane. That is not easy to say, and I've been struggling all race. And in the background, yeah, SRI struggling now behind Hulkenberg. This is absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, this is all kicking off because they know that timer is running out with only 3 minutes remaining of this race. And there is Steve F1. His tyres just going over the cliff now, and there is the race leader. Yeah, I think SGP, unless he makes a mistake, I think he's got this in the bag.
Quite possibly, but you know what, James? We've just about got the whole field on one straight. This is absolutely mental. I still think the pack might close up a little bit more as well. Schumacher, he is breaking away. No, he's not. He's breaking into the barrier. Oh, that second place thrown out of the window.
Oh, that's awful for him because that's pretty much the podium absolutely gone. I don't think there's enough time to get through as Hulkenberg manages to retake the position on Twilight, and now he's got his arch nemesis Jason in front of him. I don't think that these two, there's much love lost between these two.
I've no idea. But you know what? Steve F1 is going for the move on Jason, or is it the other way round? I can't remember. I was too busy laughing at my own bad joke.
Oh, Steve F1, I think his tyres are absolutely gone now.
Yeah, Hulkenberg taking a very, very tight line, has managed to have a better run on the exit of the corner. That's a brilliant move from Hulkenberg. He's now all over the back of Jason, and Twilight trying to follow him through, but he can't manage to do it. Hulkenberg pressuring. What is Jason going to do? I don't think he's going to be able to do anything other than watch Hulkenberg make the move into the corner.
So here we go then. Earlier it were fireworks, this time it's a nice clean move, and Hulkenberg's up into P2.
Yeah, Jason just had a massive sideways moment around the corner, that's compromised him massively. He's just had a little bit of contact as well with SRI, but Twilight, he's now managed to get past Steve F1. Maybe then Steve F1 was the cause of Jason's massive sideways moment, and that's why Steve F1 is dropping down the order. This is absolutely mental. You know what? Sneaking through is Demon R. He's managed to sneak through up into 6th place. He's battling with Fluffy Planet at the moment, and it's now been dropped down to 7th because Fluffy Planet is faster.
Yeah, so SRI, can he hold on to this? He's managed to get in front of Jason, but Jason's up the inside. That's quite aggressive there from Jason.
Yeah, those elbows, they're going to need a bit of cream on them today because they're going to be a little bit sore. But SRI now up to 4th place. So what? I mean, you know what, James? The situation we've got at the moment is this could be the final lap of the race. It could be very, very close for SGP crossing the line, as to whether it's his final lap or not. But for everybody else, I think this will be the last lap of the race as we head down towards the Drogon hairpin. Jason trying to attack Fluffy Planet, but he can't do it. And look at how many cars are in this shot. This is mental.
Yeah, Fluffy Planet taking no prisoners there round the outside of Jason, and here is Demon R now on fresh tyres. He's had an awful end to the race, but it's coming good for him now. But has he got enough grip to get past Jason into the final corner? I'm
not sure, but SGP, he's got enough time to slow down a little bit and make sure that this time across the line is the last time, and it is victory for SGP at the Dragon Trail Seaside. Hulkenberg, it's been multiple pit stops, but 2nd place. Twilight takes 3rd, and Dave the Harp, he's into the barrier as everybody else is crossing the line, and Dave the Harp has lost numerous positions. I think he came out of Connor Corner in 8th place. He's now sitting in 12th, and he's not moving. Formula Gary sneaks past him. What's going on here, James? He's not moving.
I think he's getting out of the car. I think he's taking his seatbelt off.
The finish line's here. I don't think Dave has been able to actually finish the race there.
That's going to be 0 points there for Dave the Harp, and that's an absolute shocker, really, because at the start of the race, he overtook James Hulkenberg and was leading.
Yeah, now I am hearing that there wasn't contact with anybody else on the exit of the final corner or near the pit entry that led to Dave being in the barrier there. So I'm not entirely sure what happened. He can't have handbraked it across the line thinking he'd finished the race, but the finish line was a few hundred yards further down, could he?
Ooh. Could it have just been pure
frustration
of not being up at the front when he knew he had the pace and the events in the race just turned against him?
Quite possibly, but what a phenomenal race we've just had there. I mean, we've had some close races in the DGT League, but holy cow, or should I say holy dragon, that was meant... How the hell has SGP had a massive crash in the opening few laps and then done a long stint, altered his strategy to end up being in a winning situation like he was at the end?
I have no idea, mate.
Well, the thing, funny you say that, since me and you built him a new rig, he's won 2 races with it.
Yeah, I think we need to turn... I'll tell you what, I'm going to drive down there now, and we need to... Yeah, we need to sabotage his rig.
Yeah.
So that when he just loosen the screw on the steering wheel, so he'll turn in.
Yeah.
And yeah. Oh no, it's come off in my hand. Too late.
I might have to teach his wife how to set it so when he turns left, it turns right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I've got to say, phenomenal race from him now. There, I mean, 2 back-to-back wins, and not only that, with the disaster of an end of a race, as you mentioned, for Demon R. I mean, Demon R had a 19-point lead coming into this race. That's just been cut dramatically. I think the gap is now only about 9 points with 2 races to go.
Yeah, so we did think that it was too far out of reach, but one more race like that for Demon R and SGP could be on for the title here.
Yeah, he definitely could be. I've got to say though, Hulkenberg, I mean, he took pole position by a massive margin with the help of Twilight and a slipstream. But to get through that race the way that he did, to take second place, much better driving than what we saw at the likes of Bathurst last season.
Yeah, what's surprising for me is the guys that finished P1 and P2, they were the 2 drivers that slammed into the Arbor chicane. So I think we're going to have to call that Arbor chicane the Chicane of Champions.
Or only if one of them wins. Only if one of them wins.
Well, I mean, we'll see.
It'd take a lot to take its name of the Cersei chicanes away from it, because I mean they are evil.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got to say though, who was it that finished in 3rd place? Twilight, absolutely rapid. I mean, Hulkenberg were thanking him after qualifying for the amazing slipstream we received. But yeah, I think in a way, I think Twilight ended up on the podium out of pure merit. There, his strategy were absolutely bang on. I don't remember seeing him getting in lots of scuffles, but yeah, absolutely on it. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think I'd struggle to go down the whole grid order and remembering what everybody did in the race, because it was absolutely frantic. But there was the likes of Fluffy Planet that out of nowhere something clicked for him here in this race, because he was making a lot of moves at the end, and I think he finished 5th or 5th place it was, so his best finish in the DGT League. But then you compare that to the likes of Steve F1, who has been a race winner this season. I think his strategy was just a little bit too wrong, and going for those long stints all the way through the race, massively costly on his tyres.
Yeah, a lot of circuits, it's worked out well if you go long on your tyres and then you've got fresh tyres when everybody else's tyres are dying. However, the tarmac was so aggressive on the tyres here that it meant more pit stops I mean, look at Hulkenberg. He finished P2. I think he did about 20 pit stops.
Yeah, I mean, that at some tracks, strategy is not going to be easy to decide. But I mean, no one would have opted to do the strategy that SGP did, but it worked for him given the situation he ended up in. I mean, some might say that the crash helped him win.
Indeed. But yeah, I think as well, Demon R, he had, I'm trying to think, he had a moment with Dave the Art, but he also had a moment before that. I'm trying to remember what that moment was.
Oh yeah, Bunsell. He got Bunseled.
Yeah. So unfortunately, just two little errors there, but they ended up turning into quite big errors, as he had to spend probably about 10 seconds waiting for Dave the Harp. So them 10 seconds could have been massively costly. He could have possibly been on the podium. Yeah,
I mean, that is something. I mean, we saw Schumacher have his spin, but that was unfortunately so late in the race that he had no time left to really pull back as many positions as he could. SGP had pretty much the whole race to do it, and Demon R had a sort of a good 10 minutes to try and do it. So an interesting race, but what it does do, James, it makes things very interesting going into the last two races, because unless Demon R outscores SGP by 12 points, it'll go down to the last race.
Indeed. I'm trying to even think. I know that the next race is at the Circuit de Barcelona.
Yeah, I like that. Circuit de Catalunya. But James goes Circuit de Barcelona.
The Circuit de Barcelona.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to think. What is the final race?
The final race is Suzuka.
Ooh, so two very, very high downforce circuits. I think it's one of them where if Demon R manages to do what he did in the first few races, where he was just like an unstoppable machine, he could walk it. But it's so easy to get caught up in the pack. I think he needs to make sure that whenever he comes out in the pack, he needs to make sure that he keeps his head and doesn't get flustered, or even better than that, if he comes out just in front of the pack. However, that's not always achievable, as we saw with SGP. He were leading the race, pitted and came out last.
Yeah, I mean, in the early races and in previous seasons, there's been that bit of a gap from the leading few to the pack. But in the last couple of races, there's been no gap. So if you're at the front and you pit, you come out last. Yeah,
I think that's where drivers like Hulkenberg, who are quite confident of overtaking, that's where they're now showing that they're coming good near the end of the races, and whereas drivers who probably are fast on a lap, but then when they get in a racing situation, they struggle. I think they're the drivers that are possibly struggling to come through the field.
Yeah. I mean,
a little bit like we did what happened with Dave the Harp. I mean, I think it just comes down. I know there's a lot of luck involved and a lot of respect involved, but even respect only goes too far. We heard with the incident with Demon R, he just touched the inside curb, which then pushed him into Dave the Harp. And when you're going flat out through them S curves, all it needs is a little tap, and you're in the wall.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I have been I've been sent a little quote from Schumacher, who was saying it's not like being in a pack, or should he say it's like being in a pack of sharks, and in a way it kind of is like that. I mean, sharks don't necessarily want to eat you, but every now and again they might take a nibble. So there we go. There was something else I was going to mention as well, James, and because I've just mentioned that quote, it's kind of completely slipped my mind, so I'll see if I can remember it in a moment. But I was also going to say, we will have a look at the confirmed race result and championship standings in a moment, and also any reports that were put in, I will see what the steward's notes were on those as well. But yeah, okay, 2 races to go. Barcelona, Suzuka, the title fight is on. SGP is definitely in with a shout, and the momentum is going his way, and he is more than capable of winning both of the last 2 races. And if he can do that, it's all down then to what happens to DMR. So yeah. SGP, get your wallet out.
As well, I want to be impartial, but I did do Demonar's livery for next season, and I don't really want to go in and have to edit one of them stars away.
It's interesting because SGP did message me, you know. He says you might want to let James know on commentary that he might have to remove one of Demonar's stars off his car for next season.
Yeah, that would be devastating.
Yeah. Okay, I have got one more thing to mention. You don't watch Game of Thrones, do you, James?
No, but I've heard a bit of controversy that a lot of fans are getting annoyed because characters are doing things that they don't believe the characters would do. And I know all about that when I watch Star Wars and Luke Skywalker's moping around going, "Go away!" It's like, no, that is not Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker is the character saying, "I will never give up no matter what." You know what I mean?
True. Well, I know one of the characters left a Starbucks coffee cup on the table on screen, but that's not why I've mentioned it. It's because we've had a few interesting things happen in this race today.
Yeah.
Into the Daenerys double.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the dad joke.
No dad joke. The Daenerys double. The Cersei chicanes.
When you did say the Daenerys double, I was thinking Robert De Niro. I don't know why.
The Drogon hairpin.
Yeah.
And the Connor corner.
Yeah.
So if I was to say to you, who was the last person to play Sarah Connor?
Oh. Yeah, it were her, but you know, well, technically it's Linda Hamilton again. She's playing Sarah Connor.
Well, yeah. But it's I can't remember her real name now. But the lady that played
the
Sarah
blonde
Connor,
woman in Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Her name is
Emilia Clarke.
That's the one. Her name is Daenerys.
Right.
Which is where the Daenerys double comes from.
Right.
The Cersei chicane, Cersei. She's currently, actually I won't give any spoilers away, she's an evil itch, which is why those chicanes were named after her. The Mountain is Cersei's bodyguard. Drogon, that's Daenerys' main dragon. But I thought we'd have a bit of fun with that because we're at the Dragon Trail.
Yeah. I can't wait for next season when we go to circuits
that you know.
No, circuits that are not normal Grand Prix circuits, hopefully. Because then we can make up some more corner names. But yeah, I like what you're thinking there. I'm not a huge Game of Thrones fan, but I do need to get into it.
Yes, you do. Okay, there has been one more surprise from today's video, but I'm not going to tell you anything about it. You'll have to let me know on the next one if you've spotted what it was. Okay, let's take a look at the confirmed race result. The result then for race 7, DGT League SGP did take the victory. Hulkenberg managed to recover to second place, Twilight with a phenomenal third position, SRI with another fourth place finish I think, Fluffy Planet finished in 5th, that's his best result, and Jason finished in 6th but has got a -3 point penalty for one incident where it says Jason put somebody into the gravel. This has been deemed as forcing another car off the track. and has resulted in a -3-point penalty. Demonar finished in 7th place at only 9 points for him, so it's an 11-point gain for SGP from this race. Tyler finished ahead of Bunzel, who was just ahead of Groover. Steve F1 finished in 11th with his knackered tyres. Formerly Gary is 12th. Schumacher, unfortunate with the big spin near the end, finished in 13th. And Dave the Harp not getting to the finish line, unfortunately, classed as a DNF. So let's take a look at what that's done to the drivers' standings. Demonar still leading the way on 123 points, but now only 8 points behind him is DGT League SGP. With 2 races to go, their title fight is well and truly on. Hulkenberg is holding on to 3rd place with Steve F1 2 points behind him in 4th. Twilight has managed to get to 5th place on 67 points, just ahead of Dave the Harp, who is now only 2 points ahead of SRI, and then there's a little bit of a gap back to Fluffy Planet, CPI Schumacher, Bunzel, Jason, who with the -3-point penalty has been a little bit costly for him. He's 8 points ahead of formerly Gary, who is ahead of Groover and Rich Blues, who couldn't make this race. GT5 King is on 18 points in 15th place, while Tyler is on 8 points and Dex on 2. Next up is the Barcelona Grand Prix circuit, so make sure you come and check out the Dynamic GT League YouTube channel for the race footage on that one. If you do want to get involved in a GT Sport League, check out Dynamic GT League on Facebook. See you again soon.